Okay, busy schedules is another message that I'm getting here, not having enough time for one another because you do have contracts to tend to. Money could be an issue here. Other commitments, being tied up with other commitments that require a lot of focus and attention. Hey, what's up, guys? Twintuitive717. I'm back with another reading. I'm going to dive right into a collective message for twin flames, and I want this reading to focus on separation. It could be silence, no communication. I always like to remind you before a reading that if you are experiencing separation, it really truly is a gift. It's an opportunity for you to get out of chaser energy or feeling like you need to heal or fix someone. It really is a time to honor that space and ask yourself what it's teaching you. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to get some clarity for your journey, and we'll see what this space is bringing up for you to heal. Okay, maybe these could be things that you need to pay attention to. You could be tempted to just keep an eye on your person or stay in that stuck or stagnant energy of worrying about when you'll get communication again. And many of you may feel like, oh, I just really want to get out of that energy. Okay, so moving forward, putting that focus back into yourself is what needs to be done. Okay, so we have contracts, career, commitments. This could be some of the karmic energy that's coming up for many of you to clear. Okay, busy schedules is another message that I'm getting here, not having enough time for one another because you do have contracts to tend to. Money could be an issue here. Other commitments, being tied up with other commitments that require a lot of focus and attention to finances. I am picking up that for some of you. It's really frustrating when you come together with your divine masculine and communicate, and all of a sudden conversation gets cut short because they are wrapped up in karmic cycles. Many of them, they do have spouses that they're dealing with. They have children. They have financial responsibilities when it comes to their home or their responsibilities when it comes to their children. Okay, and I feel like for a lot of you, many of the cycles have a lot to do with not addressing the elephant in the room, not addressing the fact that you guys can't continue to communicate with one another as long as you have these karmic contracts in place. Okay, and that's an energy that's been coming up a lot in many of the readings, where a lot of these connections that have been going on in secret, the universe is letting you know by shaking up that tower moment in your life that you'll continue to experience that push and pull, and you'll continue to trigger one another by, you know, coming together in these romantic encounters and expressing yourselves to one another, but then you have to go back to living your own individual lives with other people. It's going to take a toll on you until you realize that honesty is really the best policy. Okay, many of you, it feels like you're able to pull it off in the moment, you know, that you're able to have things under control, feelings won't get hurt, everybody has clear expectations, but we can't get away from the fact that we are human and we experience emotions. You know, it's a real thing. Okay, so I do feel like this reading is going to resonate for a lot of you who, again, you're experiencing separation, but rather than, you know, pine after this person right now, really pay attention to what the universe is trying to show you. If you really want to pursue this person, have you taken care of business in your own individual life where you don't even have to hide in secret? You can just speak to this person if you choose to. You know, the universe is getting you to bring up the blocks that are in the way, the perceived blocks that maybe you're contributing to putting in your way. Okay, self-love and intentions. Okay, many of you need to create the life that you want to live and not stay stuck in something that's making you feel hurtful, stagnant, confused, like you're going to go insane. It's not a life for you. You're not meant to live life in this way, and your twin flame is only mirroring this back to you. A lot of the painful cycles that many of you are going through with missing your counterpart, wondering when you're going to communicate again, having, you know, the 10th conversation about not communicating, and then, you know, a week later you guys are back to communicating. You know, all of these cycles are being brought up to put it to a rest. I feel like more self-love is needed because a lot of us have to be responsible for putting ourselves into these cycles in the first place. Okay, so many of you are going to see that certain things are coming up for you to have better intentions with. Karmic connections, these twin flame connections, it's being brought out in the open. The universe is saying to twin flames as well, like, it's not only the karmic energies here. Like, you too have a responsibility to act with integrity and to act with honesty on this journey as well. And if you don't, you'll get found out. The tower will come crumbling down. right? So now, again, is a good time to set your intentions. How is this twin flame journey playing out? Is it playing out in a way that really makes you feel good about yourself? Are you abiding by all of your moral rules that you have set out for yourself? If not, then that you're weaving karma, as you walk the path. So a lot of you could be facing these harsh realities right now of tower moments here coming up. But again, it is so that these twin flame connections aren't going to be happening in secret anymore. Okay, a lot of you have to come out in the open. Structures are going to be falling or forming in a sense, because maybe many of you will now start realizing that discipline is something that's important. Realizing that you may need healthier habits. Maybe you do need to detach from this person. Maybe you need to be the one to have that healthy conversation and say, hey, listen, we can't continue to go on like this. We need some healthy space from one another to both get our lives in order, to both get our shit together. What we're doing here is not honest. For some of you, you may feel like you're setting a bad example for your children. You may feel like there's days where you need to be present for yourself and your family, and it feels like you are crumbling inside. Many of you may be getting a harsh truth from the universe that, what the hell are you guys doing? You need to take better care of yourselves, and you need to start prioritizing what's important to you, what's in front of you. Yeah, it may not be what you want, it may not be your twin flame, but you can't even pursue that level of fantasy right now, which ideally in this moment is all it is, when you've got a big fish to fry on your plate. You have huge responsibilities on your plate. Many of you aren't meant to be trying to hold it together while cooking breakfast because you had some intense conversation with your twin last night about not needing to stop contacting one another in secret like this. It's not good for your mental health. It's not good for your structure, your form, the way that you're supposed to be showing up in the world. The universe is saying something's got to give. And for many of you, it's being able to have that tough conversation. Pull out your King or Queen of Swords energy and cut something off, even if it hurts to do so. But at least in the long run, you're creating peace of mind and you're not creating bad karma for yourself. Okay, it's a harsh reality on this journey to face, that it's sometimes we let ourselves go. We let our routines go. We let our households go. Our kids aren't getting the best versions of us because maybe we're drinking more, or we're doing things to cover up how it is we process our emotions on the journey. It's nobody's meant to juggle, a double life here unless you're some kind of superhero. But I feel that harsh reality for many of you is that your nerves are shot. You're not getting the best version of yourself. Many of you may be forgetting who it is you are. Again, I'm picking up children very heavily in this reading, so I do feel like many of you might be experiencing feelings of guilt and realizing that it's damn, I'm experiencing burnout because of the emotional overwhelm on this journey. It feels like I have a husband or a wife and a boyfriend and girlfriend at the same time. You know what I mean? And it's yeah, it feels good and dandy at first because you're oh yeah, it's this twin flame journey and I'm connected to this person, and then shit starts to take a toll on your mental health, and then that tower moment hits where you realize, you got to do things by the book. Maybe many of us start realizing that it's damn, we're not really meant to be with two people at once. It really is just about being with one person at a time and being able to draw healthy boundaries and clear boundaries. And people are realizing that it's what they thought they wanted is not what they wanted, right? Karmic situations coming up, thought they were comfortable with the divine masculine and divine feminine being friends, being lovers. It turns out, no, people experience jealousy. Nope, people experience insecurity. Yep, it's I thought I was okay with doing that, but oh, whoops, turns out I'm not. Now all of a sudden we're getting a divorce. Now all of a sudden we're in a custody battle for the kids. A lot of deep-rooted lessons end up coming up on the twin flame journey. So if many of you, again, are experiencing silence, separation, really use this time to take a good look at your intentions. How is the connection playing out? Am I satisfied with this? Is it time to maybe let go of this cycle? And have I been avoiding doing that for the sake of holding on for the love and the passion and the romance? All of that is fine and dandy, but sometimes we really do have to put things into priority and be responsible in our lifetimes. Others are depending on us as well. So I don't know who needed this harsh reality check. I'm sorry to give it to you guys like this, but hopefully it might just put things into perspective and make you have an epiphany or plant a new seed in the area of your life that you really may need to at this time. All right, so you guys take it easy, and if you need to talk, catch me over on Hipsy, okay? I love you guys. Take it easy. Bye.